Hello, I'm Gabriel, and I am a data scientist and a statistician, or I guess biostatistician. And I'm excited that you are going to be learning this material. This material is, I want to say, like an introduction to data science using the programming language R. If you are watching these videos, it probably means that you are learning public health or you're a researcher in public health, and you'd like to add more skills to your repertoire so that you can interact with large public health databases. And I hope that by the end of this class, that you'll have some very valuable skills that will allow you to write dynamic reports, and wrangle data, build some very good graphics, and get data to the point that it's easier to use with statistical machinery or biostatistical machinery, and all of these things in a way that is reproducible. The idea that someone else could come behind you and you could show them what you did and why, and they would be able to take what you did and build on top of it and further the cause of science, specifically furthering the cause of public health science. So we are from the point of like public health practitioners interested in learning how to interact with our computer to make data management and data reporting and research with data a little bit easier so that we can get into impactful science that that helps people live better lives, particularly in the United States, because the work that we do here is funded by the NIH. And so while we do care about people all over the world, we have a focus, because of our funding by the NIH, to make sure that we are helping the American people live healthier and better lives. So I want to give you kind of an overview of the material that you have access to for this course. So first of all, there's this website right here. The link is gabrielodom.github, so github.io. And then the course that we're teaching is PHC 6701, and the abbreviation is R for data science. And so this website, if you go to this website, you'll have access to all of these lessons. You can see that there's about 13 lessons here, or not about, there are 13 lessons here. And these 13 lessons on average will be 1 week long. So think about this in the context of like an academic semester. And each week we will on average go through one lesson. There will be some lessons where we'll spend 2 weeks on that lesson because it's just a lot more material. There are other lessons where we may only spend a day on that particular topic, just because it doesn't take as long to cover. But on average, we're going to have about a week per lesson. And we want at the start, so if you're wondering if this material is right for you, I want to assume at the start that you know very, very little about your computer and very little about writing code. Many of you have never written computer code before, and I understand that that can be daunting. I understand that it can be a little scary. But I am hoping that this material gives you a foundation so that you can build upon in your research, giving you more comfort in working with your computer so that computer code isn't as scary. So one other thing here, so as I said, this is the website that has basically all of the material. There are some steps here for getting started. There are some links to another website. This is material by Professor Raymond Belize at the University of Miami, to help you set up your computer. And there's distinct lessons for Windows and Mac, and then also to install R in RStudio. These are the tools that we're going to be using to work with the computer language R, again, for Windows and Mac. And then there's another blog post here by Professor Belize to help you configure RStudio so that you get the most out of what you're learning in these lessons. If you have a lot of questions and you find that this material isn't enough for you, there's a great community on the R for Data Science Slack. If you're not familiar with Slack, I would say just click on this link down here, go to the website, click on this link, and learn a little bit about Slack and learn a little bit about the R for Data Science community. They're a really, really welcoming community to new programmers, especially programmers that want to use their programming skills to help other people. And anybody that's coming at this from the public health context, that's what you care about. You care about helping other people, and you care about having research that's impactful on the lives and the health of other people. And so I have found in my experience that the R community is very welcoming to new people and very helpful, especially if you're trying to use the R computing language for good, as in to do good things with it. And then also, here's one other thing, this is going to be very important. Please use your university student email address to sign up for this website called GitHub. Okay, so GitHub is where programmers use to host code and make it available on the internet for other people. And we're actually going to use it to do a little bit of stuff towards the end of this semester. There'll be some data sets on GitHub that you'll be able to access for some of the projects. So sign up for GitHub using your student email, your .edu email address. And if you end up taking the second course in the summer, we will have, or if you end up taking the second course in this sequence, whenever it is that it's offered, maybe it's offered in the spring, maybe it's offered in the summer, depending on where you are. The second course will use GitHub a lot more, so it's good for you to kind of get familiar with this now. But again, you will need this for the third project. So by the end of the semester, you'll need to use GitHub, and I would say just sign up for it now using your student email address. So before we move on, I do want to show you a little bit of what RStudio looks like. So I have RStudio open right here. And if you want to type in RStudio, where the pane that we're looking at, so each of these windows is called a pane, or each of these like little chunks of this RStudio window is called a pane. And this is the console pane, and we're going to have R tell us hello. So in order to have the computing language tell us hello, we have to type the quote symbol and then the message that we want to display, and then the closing quote symbol, and we press enter. So this is our very first line of code. Often in computer textbooks, you will have someone type the hello world line, and this is us having the computer tell us hello. And this may very well be your very first line of computer code. So I am excited that you're with us. I hope that it's going to be a lot of material this semester, a lot of material, but I hope that it is fulfilling to you. I hope that by the end of this semester, you have some really, really amazing skills and you feel accomplished. And it's going to be a lot of work. It will absolutely be a lot of work. I don't want to sell you short on this. Like, this will be a hard class. It's going to be very labor intensive, particularly with the projects. The projects are quite challenging. However, if you can stick with them, and if you can go through it, you will, at the end of the semester, find out that you have some really, really amazing skills that will help you in public health research. So with that said, welcome to the class. Welcome to, I think we're calling this class R for Health Data Science. I think that's the official name. So anyway, welcome to R for Health Data Science.